So as South Africa continues to battle unrelenting power cuts, President Cyril Ramaphosa is this afternoon investing a solar power plant that is expected to feed 100 megawatts into the grid by 2024. It's one of the independent power producer projects owned by Saudi Arabia energy company Aquapower. This comes as the power utility just confirmed a few minutes ago, in fact, that stage 2 and 3 power cuts will last until at least Monday morning. Govan Whittles is our reporter on this story, joins us now live. Govan, just how will this project be able to help with the ongoing power cuts?
Well, it'll help with 100 megawatts of power being fed into the grid instantaneously. It'll generate that on a daily basis once it's complete in 2024. This is a solar power plant. The difference really is that it can continue to generate energy through the night using combination of hot and cold salt tanks. The salt water tanks at night are heated to about 600 degrees. That's how they keep generating energy. There are a couple of cool features about this plant, but the biggest one of all is the fact that in May this year, or in May last year, none of this was here. It's taken just about 18 months to get this far, and they're almost done with the civil works. In 2023, they'll start the installation of all the technical stuff, and then they expect to be done by 2024. Looks like the president has just landed. They've got us behind a barricade. There's a fence in the way, but we can see some of the ministers, or the Minister of Human Settlements, Mmamaloko, Kubayi, as well as the Premier of the Northern Cape, Dr. Zamani, Saul, going to go welcome the president. With them is also a representative of Aquapower. That's the Saudi Arabian company which owns Redstone, which is running this project. The president had said that he met with the CEO of Aquapower during his recent visit to Saudi Arabia. But then there's also SEPCO, which is subcontracting. It's a Chinese company invested in energy manufacturing. It's also funded by the Chinese government. So a number of partnerships at play here in the Northern Cape. The Northern Cape seeming to be at the center of the renewable energy element of the president's economic reconstruction strategy. Certainly is helping achieve some of the promises South Africa made at the COP conference with regards to the goals in the just transition. We'll be speaking to all of the people that the president is with, as well as some representatives from SEPCO, and obviously we hope to get a word in with the president as the day goes by. So today he'll basically have a look at the factory where the mirrors which are part of this operation that reflect the sunlight up to a receiver that's about 211 meters high will be installed. They're in the civil phase at the moment. That means that they're building all the construction necessary to achieve this. But for now, it looks like there'll be a welcoming committee. We'll get some visuals of the president and speak to a few ministers as soon as we get the chance. But now it's back to you, Timothy.
Just while we have you, and we'll stay with those pictures of the president coming off that aircraft, the helicopter, but the issue with the country's energy problems at the moment is that it's good and well that these agreements are being signed. We're seeing the start of construction on the projects, but people want uninterrupted power supply now.
Yes, they do, but this won't be able to deliver it to them at this moment. In fact, this project will only be ready in 2024. There are a number of other IPPs which are feeding power into the grid. Should be noted, though, that the majority of South Africa's power comes from baseload power generated through coal-fired power stations and nuclear energy. And at the moment, the reason why we're in load shedding is because those coal-fired power stations have been tripping. Unplanned trips, as they've said. And so far there have been no reports of sabotage, but it's not clear whether or not any progress has been made by the Hawks in terms of clamping down on that sabotage. It does look like the much required maintenance which these power stations need is causing these trips. We heard from the COO of Eskom, Jan Oberholzer, who said that he would have preferred more consistent stage 2 load shedding so that they could carry out that maintenance over a longer period of time. But unfortunately they haven't been able to secure that. So right now we're in load shedding, and this is supposed to be one of the solutions, but as I said, it's due to come online in 2024. When we spoke to Eskom, they said that they expected the load shedding to last for another 18 months. That's sort of online with or on target with the finishing date here, and this will of course bring much needed supplement power into the grid.
Govan Whittles, thank you for that. In the Northern Cape, in Uppington to be exact, where we're seeing the President visiting today, a solar power plant that will be able to add about 100 megawatts of power to the grid, but only by 2024. We've seen the President arrive in the last while, a delegation going up to greet him. Once there's something more substantial going on, we'll take you back live to Govan.